So hi fellas, so I'm going to show you guys the forming and shaping processes. So basically, the definition for forming processes are particular manufacturing processes which make use of suitable stresses like compression, tension, shear, or combined stresses, which cause plastic deformation of the material to produce required shapes. The main material used is metal due to the massive need for various products demanded by the public. Nevertheless, other compounds like plastic can be formed too. So, you have to remember one thing. During forming processes, no material is removed. They are deformed and displaced. So because of the budget problem, so what I have right now is a bread dough, which is mixed by flour and water. So basically, I'm going to show you guys the rolling processes. So this is a sphere, and I'm going to use a cup, and I will do the rolling thing. So as you can see, I will use my hand to press it down first. So I will roll it. So as you can see, nothing is removed, but the shape is changed due to the applique because of I applied stress on it. So if I want to make it back to sphere, basically I just squeeze it back, and then I just roll it, applying stress on it. Yeah, so I got back a sphere. Thank you.
We're doing this on a cell phone. I tried really hard. I wanted this camera to work really bad, but this laptop is terrible and cannot handle a camera, so we're not, we're using a cell phone. All right, so let's go. Machining, what is it? How does it work? Why should I care? So there's a bunch of tools and processes that fall under the phrase machining, but the two most common tools that come to mind are the mill and the lathe. The former dealing with Cartesian features and the latter radial features, sort of. It would be cool if I could show you a picture of them, but I don't have a mill or a lathe, so we're not going to do that. So you can make just about anything with these two tools. If society fell and you had a mill, or you had the means to keep a mill and the lathe working, you could rebuild just about all of it. The more precise tools that fall under machining would be something like a precision grinder or an electron discharge machine, which essentially runs on magic, and I couldn't possibly explain how it works. So in general, machining is essentially a process which involves removing material to produce a desired product versus something like additive manufacturing or 3D printing, in which you add material to make the product. So this is generally anything called machining would also be called subtractive manufacturing. So I have nothing in the house that's really suitable to visualize this. So in lieu of that, I'm going to make breakfast, which is going to involve cutting up this melon to make a melon cube, which is kind of good. I'm holding a cell phone. I'm doing this one-handed. It's terrifying. I'm going to use the one that's flat. I may or may not have tried this already, and then the video came out terrible, so I may be doing it again. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. All right, I need to use two hands. Okay. Got a melon slice. Now we want a cube of melon. Oh. Oh. Ah. Yeah. Oh. Ah. We need the rind. Gone. Ah. Ha-ha. I made a thing I wanted by removing material, and while I do not, in fact, have anything when it like any sort of machining cutting tools around my house, I do, for not important reasons, have actual machine inspection tools. So this is a caliper. This was a cheap caliper, but from the age when cheap tools were really nice, so it's actually nice. And we go here, and we get a number, which doesn't matter because it's melon. So there you go. Bam.
Finishing includes a broad range of processes that are used to give a material an attractive surface. In today's example, I will be using this file right here, see, in order to make this surface much more attractive. In my case, a lot more smoother. Now, you don't just have to use a file in order to finish. You can use a belt sander, sandpaper, whatever gets the surface to be the property that you want it to be. In my case, I'm using a file because it is very easy to use. Just a grinding motion, disrupting the friction of this wood. If I use the belt sander, this would be much faster. If I use sandpaper, this would be much slower. It would also take its toll on my hands, which I like using. Alright, we're going to take a look at the surface of the material. We still have a ways to go, but relatively, it is a lot more smoother than it was 2 minutes ago. Thank you for watching.